All right, so what is the worst song ever? The worst song ever.
Worst song ever. For me, bad songs are songs that get stuck in my head, and because we have kids, I feel like a lot of kid songs come into my head.
Okay.
So I feel like a couple that come to mind are that song, "What Does the Fox Say?" And it's like this squeaky high pitch, and Baby Shark, do 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 do, Baby Shark, and I'm just like, I can't handle one more second of Baby Shark because I will lose my mind.
Yeah, I'll give you that. So you're going the route of once you've heard it a million times, it makes you want to
and it gets stuck in my head. So and I'm by myself singing Baby Shark, dude, and I'm like, I don't want to be singing Baby Shark right now.
I'll give you that.
You know?
I'll give you that.
Thank you. What's yours?
I'm gonna go a different direction. I'm just gonna go. I can't believe how popular this song was. It literally took over the nation.
Oh my gosh, I know what you're gonna say.
What am I gonna say?
Is it the thong song?
The thong song. A song about women's underwear took over the nation for months. And it's about nothing except for underwear. And it was so popular. Why was this song so popular?
I don't know. Who wants to hear about that? I mean, come on.
Ridiculous. I don't know how.
That was ridiculous.
Somebody sat there and wrote this and said, this is going to be great.
Good. Yeah.
And then it actually turned out to be a number one hit.
Yeah, it was for a long time.
I don't know what's wrong with our country.
Oh my goodness, the songs. I can't even.
Yeah, that one's bad.
Hopefully there's no kids watching this.
Yeah. Hi everybody, welcome to Imperfect Marriage. I'm TJ.
I'm Jennifer.
And we are just here, back as usual, to provide you guys with practical biblical help, not for a perfect marriage, but for a marriage that's full of love, joy, purpose, and fun. Fun. You love saying fun.
I want to say fun with you. Can we say it together? Love, purpose, and
fun.
Yes, that's what I want to do. Okay. I love it. So if you are loving this video and you're yes, these people are so exciting and fun, share, subscribe, the old LSS, yeah. And just have a good time with it. We love to subscribe, right, babe?
Sure
we do. So today we're going to be talking about sacrifice. And sacrifice, there can be many definitions or many things that people say, but babe, when we're right here talking about sacrifice, what does sacrifice look like?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
So one of the best, most simple definitions of sacrifice I've ever heard is giving up something that you love for something that you love more.
That's good.
So, we're going to kind of relate this specifically to finances today as we continue our little series on finances here. But in our lives, what is an example of something that we have given up that we love for something that we love more?
Okay. So I feel like in our lives we have a lot of examples of what it means to sacrifice. I have a little funny story, but on a real basis, there have been times when we're saving and my team goes out to dinner and I would say, okay guys, I can't go out this week, or I can go out, but I'm literally gonna get a water and sit with you guys. That's what it looks like I feel on a practical I want to do something, but we're not doing it right now. We are sacrificing to save for something.
Yeah.
And then I have a little fun example of two of us. In the end of July, beginning of August, it was after the kids went to bed. We're sitting on the couch, and it was Friday, and I said to Thomas, hey babe, I just want to let you know, I made an appointment at the nail salon. I'm going to go tomorrow morning to get my nails done. And he's like, that's great, babe. Do you have another gift card? And I'm like, no, I don't have a gift card. I'm just going to go get my nails done. He's like, his whole attitude changed. He's like, oh, you don't have a gift card? And I'm like, no, I don't have a gift card. I'm just going to go. This is the one thing I'm going to do for me. And he's like, I think we kind of need to take a step back and think to ourselves, are nails a priority? Is this a good time to be getting our nails done when we're kind of shifting and looking at different financial things, goals to get ourselves situated? And I could feel my blood boiling. And I'm like, if he thinks for 1 minute I'm not gonna get and I was like getting so upset on the inside. And I was getting upset, and I could tell he was very frustrated. And as much as I wanted to lash out, because isn't that what we all want to do sometimes? Just be like, are you kidding me? What are you thinking? Absolutely. Like, you know, we don't do, but that's what in my mind I want to do sometimes. Like, I can't even believe this right now. But I calmly, and this is like something on conflict as well, we were sitting down, we were both getting really upset, and I said, you know what? I'm going to take a time out. I'm going to go ahead and get ready for bed and do what I need to do, and then we'll talk in a little bit. And he's like, okay. Because he could feel at that moment, we're fuming. But instead of just going at, throwing verbal things at each other and, hurting each other's feelings later on, like we just stopped the situation and went our separate ways. So I go to the bathroom, getting ready for bed. And I'm praying, right? Because when you're mad, if you pray, it's like, So I'm like, Lord, this is what I'm praying for. Lord, please show him that, I can get my nails done, right? This is like what I'm praying for. Like, Lord, just reveal to him. And you know what the Lord reveals to me? He says, baby girl.
That's how he talks to you?
Okay. I'm his sweetheart, right? Baby girl. Aren't we all his sweethearts? So true. Baby girl. Is getting your nails done really worth the conflict and strife in your marriage? Like, isn't it better to live in a great house with a husband who loves you rather than getting your nails done? And I was like, oh my goodness. Like, I just got slapped, and I was like, yeah, like, I'd rather not have conflict with my husband. Like, is my nails worth it? No, it's not worth having this tension and argument over nails. You know what, God? You're right. I'm not getting my nails done. Like, I'll call them, I'll cancel, no big deal. So he comes in.
Yeah, and so that part of the story would make you think, like, yes, God's on my side. Yeah. God told her not to get her nails done. Yeah. But at the same time that I'm sitting out on the couch while she's getting ready for bed, and I'm kind of just stewing and fuming in my own, self-pity, and like, oh, gosh, how could she be so selfish? And, we don't have one extra dime in the budget right now. Like, if she's going to get her nails done, who cares about nails? God kind of said to me, like, this is something small. We're talking about 20 or 30 bucks here that will make your wife happy. She's the most selfless person you know. Is it really that big of a deal? If $20 or $30 is going to break your budget this month, then you got bigger problems than just nails. Right. So, to the woman that gives everything for you in this family, is it not a big, it's not a big enough deal to just not let her get her nails done? And I say like I'm her boss or anything, but go in there and not begrudgingly, but with a genuine heart, tell her that you want her to get her nails done. I'm like, oh gosh, but I don't know that that's what I really want. But you talk about sacrifice, giving up something you love for something a little more. I love financial security. I love being in control of our finances, and I love knowing that there's going to be plenty of money left over at the end of the month. That's something I love. But I love my wife more, and I love protecting and shepherding her heart more. And if something, this is kind of a trivial example, because at the end of the day, nails aren't, getting your nails done is not, it's not earth shattering, whether one way or the other. But it's just an example of, again, I love this, but I love her more. And I love taking care of her heart. I love serving her. So if this is something that will ease her burden, if this is something that'll make her feel pretty, if it's something that will just put a little joy in her heart, then you know what? That's worth it to me. So God worked that one out for us. And again, not a huge example, but just a very practical example of something that happened recently in our lives, where we chose to sacrifice and put the needs of each other before our own needs. Yeah, it was very fun. Yeah. So one of the other things that we look at when we talk about sacrifice is that living below our means is an example of sacrifice. It's so easy in our culture, especially when there's so many ads. We're bombarded with thousands of ads per day telling us that we need this, and if you don't have that, you're not good enough.
Newest, best thing.
Yeah. So living below our means is an example of sacrifice, and one of the best ways we do that is with delayed gratification.
Yes,
and
for
then
sure.
Going with quantity over quality. So I don't know if you want to talk about that for just a minute.
I think for us,
I'm sorry, did I say quality over quantity?
No, I think you did. Okay. You did. So the quality of things. So, we really want a TV, but it's not really what we're going to the store to look for, but they have one here, but it's not really what I want. It's not the right interest, it's not the right brand, whatever. So instead of buying that because it's there at the store, we wait, we say they don't have what I need, but you know what? I kind of want this one, and that's going to be a little bit more, so I'm not going to buy anything. I'm going to save for what I really want now that I've seen my options.
Right.
And then in a couple months, I can go back and buy this brand TV, this amount of inches, whatever, without going into debt.
Right. And I think about it in terms of, like, for me, whether it's shoes or, I like to do woodworking, so tools, you can go on Amazon all day and find these bargain basement tools, but they're only going to last you a few uses. So even though you might be paying $10 instead of $50,
right. What do you really
in the
get?
long run,
right.
it's not going to last you as long, and you're going to have to buy 5 of those anyway.
Right.
So you might as well save up and buy the good one. And again, like Jen said, we're not going into debt for this, and we're not going to buy something that we can't afford, period. So, we used the example of our car last time. We're not going to go out and buy a $100,000 car because we just can't afford that. Even if we had the money in our bank account, we can't afford that.
That would probably make us feel a little nauseous.
Right. So, so when we talk about saving up and buying quality over just instant gratification and buying quantity, is buy the best thing that you can reasonably afford that doesn't break the bank, even if you've saved for it, that will still meet those goals and support the goals that you've set together as a family. So quality over quantity. Another thing real quick before we end here today is this idea of spending our money and our time on things that are more eternal or long-lasting rather than things that are just temporal and short-lasting.
So a good example of that would be, like, we love to do things as a family that will have memories that are built in forever, that work on relationships. So instead of getting a bunch of birthday gifts for our kiddos, we say, hey, you have the option of getting this and this, or we can go to Aquatica for the weekend. So making those and then having a blast and just, pouring into our kids' lives, them pouring into us, and just making these memories that are going to last a lifetime.
Right.
Instead of this toy that eventually is going to end up where?
Yeah. So here's the thing. This hit me last time I was taking a trip to the dump, and I'm looking in this dumpster, and I'm like, every single thing that is in this landfill was at some point on the top of somebody's must-have list. I gotta have this. I gotta have this. And eventually it ends up in the trash. And we see that with our kids every Christmas, every birthday. They get all these toys from grandparents or aunts and uncles, and a couple months later they're in the bottom of the toy box. Pieces are missing. They're broken. Instead of, so we started a few years ago, like, hey, can you guys just give us money that we can use, or buy Disney gift cards or this or that, so that we can go away with our family and do something and build these memories that last forever.
Which is so important.
So I think that this idea of spending money on things that will last over time, that really matter, that instant gratification, or that idea of getting this cool new toy or this cool, and I'm not just talking for kids. We want cool new toys too. Or can we spend it on something that, years from now, we'll still be holding on to that and treasuring that.
That's so important.
And so when it talks to treasuring, there's a verse in Matthew chapter 6.
Yep. And we'll end with this today. It says in Matthew 6:19, do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth where moths and vermin destroy and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven where moths and vermin do not destroy and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. We thought how perfect for that, talking about stuff ending up in landfills and ending up, in garbage. Like, that's perfect. Like, these things that we can create, it's just, that's so much more beautiful.
And I love that term, treasures in heaven, because, we talk about stuff that, again, can break and fade or even be stolen or lost or whatever. The treasures of heaven, the most valuable thing that God ever created was us. Relationships, people are the treasures of heaven. Outside of God, of course, and Christ himself, the treasures of heaven are people and relationships, and building into God's most precious creation, which is each other. So store up for yourself treasures in heaven by investing in one another. And if that means, hey, I'm going to skip my nails this month so that we can go out together as a family, or it's
then so be it.
Whatever it is. So we just have that mindset, and we just want to encourage you. Sacrifice can be difficult. That's the definition of it. You are literally giving up something you love, which is not easy for any of us to do. But on the back end of that, you're giving it up for something that you love more. So sacrifice really shows you where your priorities are. And again, not going to come easy all the time.
No.
But in the end, if you're storing up treasures in heaven rather than on earth, it is always going to be worth it.
Always, yeah, always worth it, always successful. That's perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's what we're ending for today.
Yep, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we love you guys. And again, if you have any questions, comments, any ideas for next video,
Yeah.
go ahead and drop in the comments.
Yeah.
And thank you guys again so much for your love and support.
We love you guys.
We love you guys.
We'll see you later. God
Bye.
bless.